Hello, I'm Joy McCullochuk, the current president of Women of the ELCA. Women of the ELCA is the women's ministry organization of this church. Like many nonprofits, Women of the ELCA has had its share of financial challenges and declining participation, especially during the pandemic. We've faced those challenges head on. We've reworked our governance structure to be smaller and more nimble, offering greater flexibility. At the same time, we've increased our commitment to persons of color, or whose primary language is other than English, as well as to younger women and those in the LGBTQI+ community. We've reduced expenses and re-envisioned staffing. We've expanded our anti-racism commitments, focusing on awareness, accompaniment, and advocacy. And so that we can continue all these things and more, we've launched a special funding initiative this summer.
When Women of the ELCA was much younger and ready to celebrate its 10th anniversary, staff and board members wanted to create a lasting legacy. The result? The Katarina von Bora Luther Endowment Fund, lovingly known as Katie's Fund. The fund was established to support resources and programs in 3 areas: leadership development, global connections, and living theology.
In 2015, I was approached to go on a trip to the Holy Land with the help of the Katie's Fund. And I was at a point where I was a little lost. I was about to graduate from seminary and not knowing what my next steps would be. And so I said yes. And I went on a journey that was unexpected and awe-inspiring. And what I learned there is that not only was my faith important, but so was my scholarship. And so after that, I made the decision to go and pursue a PhD. And here I am working on my dissertation. And I know that that trip played a part in getting to this point. So thank you so much for having the Katie's Fund for people like me.
When thousands got together for the 2018 youth gathering in Houston, Texas, Women of the ELCA was there. Thanks to Katie's Fund, creating awareness and offering education about human trafficking through an interactive exhibit. With these grants, Katie's Fund was developing leaders and exploring living theology.
2 of the major goals for Katie's Fund are leadership development and global connections. And this trip to Liberia, we used those 2 as part of helping young women to see more than just the leaders and the faithful women of Women of the ELCA by providing 2 young women a chance to go with us to Liberia. And in that trip, those young women really discovered themselves.
These are just some of the many resources and activities supported by Katie's Fund over the past 25 years. To celebrate the 25th anniversary of Katie's Fund, each of the 64 synodical organizations of Women of the ELCA is receiving a grant of $1,000 to use in a way of their own choosing for a program or ministry for leadership development, global connection, or living theology.
In June of this year, Women of the ELCA launched a $1 million campaign, 21-22, growing Katie's Fund for the next 100 years. By expanding Katie's Fund by $1 million through this campaign, Women of the ELCA can continue to multiply the reach and impact of women's leadership and ministry in the church and society. We take our theme verse from Psalm 145. Generation after generation stands in awe of your work. Each one tells stories of your mighty acts. You've heard some stories of God's presence active in the lives of Lutheran women, and we can only imagine the amazing stories that are yet to be told.
What I hope for the future of the Katie's Fund is that it can help women like me. I'm a Latina and I never expected to be able to go on a trip like this. And I know that this trip and things like it can help ground faith in real experiences. And it was so important. And I just hope it can continue to do that work.